unfortunately, in 2011, with looking after my health my whole entire life, I literally lost my health overnight. And that threw me to a spin, because I'm thinking to myself, when I was given this bad news, one, what have I done to deserve this? And two, how did this happen? Because I'd always looked after myself with my health. If anybody's on a phone, or anybody's not on mute, can you please put yourself on mute? So in 2011, I was given some very bad news. The doctors told me I had two major issues, not one, and the worst kind you can have. Straight away, I was thrown into a hospital, and these hospital visits went for 2.5 years. And what I went through, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. I literally lost my hair from the top of my head to my toes. As I said, it was a horrendous time. Anyway, at the end of the 2.5 years of those hospital visits, I was told to get my affairs in order. And that was a big shock. I actually called my specialist a few names. Wasn't happy with what I went through, thinking I was going to be okay. My life and health was in the hands of the medical fraternity. They were the experts. They were all I believed in all my life. And at that point, when I was told to get my affairs in order, I made a decision to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands. And I basically tried everything over a 2-year period. I went on an alkaline diet. As a customer, tried products from multiple network marketing companies, because my research led me to these companies with good products like Zango, the mangosteen juice, Celgevity, Isogenics, Protandim, Kangen water. I was on all these products for 2 years. And at the end of the 2 years, I probably looked 20, maybe even 30 years older than I did when I started on this alkaline diet and using all these products. My health was still heading in the wrong direction. It was in October 2014, a friend of mine, Bart Cotter, called. He was in Salt Lake City at the time, and all he said to me was, "I think I've found something that could help." And within a week, I was on a plane going to Salt Lake City. There was another friend and colleague of mine called Mal Sword. Mal Sword had been dealing with a skin issue for 40 years and spent over $100,000 trying to handle this skin condition to no avail. He came across, and he was interested in this technology for his own health as well. We were in the boardroom of this company called ASEA. We met Bart, and Mel and I were sitting there listening to Dr. Gary Samuelson going through all the science, talking about this breakthrough. All the science was going over our heads. We weren't scientists, but something that we did understand was what was sitting on the table, which was this bottle of liquid, this stuff called ASEA, could have health benefits, and it was non-toxic. So that was good enough for us. We were gorging it down. It was for free, so we were happy with that. And the presentation went for about 3 hours. I drank about half a bottle while I was sitting there. Mal did the same, went back to the hotel room to have a shower. And we were meeting Dr. Gary Samuelson, who's the atomic and medical physicist who stabilized these redox signaling molecules outside of the body. And we were meeting Bertus Norton and Tyler Norton, the founders, and a lot of the executive team. I got back to the hotel and I went to have a shower and get ready, took off my shirt, and I'm covered in these little red spots all over my chest, my shoulders, and my back, not realizing at the time that what I was trying to achieve in 2 years on that alkaline diet and using all those products was literally happening in 3 hours. I was going through a major detox. Everything that I wanted to expel out of my body to get my body moving in the right direction was happening in a very short period of time. The next morning we got up, we went to breakfast, and for 20 years I've had a caffeine intolerance. So any more than 2 coffees, I'm literally buckled over with issues all day, bloating and very uncomfortable. I made a decision to test the product that we're drinking the night before and that morning, and I decided to have 6 coffees. Why I picked the number 6, I've got no idea, but I drank these coffees at breakfast. I went through the whole day and there was nothing to remind me of what I endured for a whole 20 years. So that 20-year issue was gone overnight. The next day we went to a theme park with Bart Cotter and Mal Sword. We're going to have some fun with the boys. And all I could say to the guys over a 24-hour period or 48-hour period while on this product or drinking this product was I felt like Superman, regardless of the emotions I was going through, whether it was lethargic, tired, fatigued, right through to euphoria and everything in between. And we got to the car park of this theme park, and I jumped out the car and I said to Mal and and to Bart, listen, I feel like Superman, threw my hands up in the air and started running across the car park like a crazy man. Now, if I did that 2 days before, I'd be on my hands and knees because I had so much lung damage from what they put me through in that hospital. I was having trouble breathing and talking at the same time. Well, I ran about 100 meters and I stopped, and I felt like my lungs were breathing by themselves. As I said, 2 days before, I would have been on my hands and knees, but I wasn't huffing and puffing, and I used to have troubles walking upstairs, walking up hills, and even talking and breathing at the same time. So that issue was gone. So that was the basically the third win that I had within 48 hours. So went back to Australia. To think I kept drinking this stuff? Of course I did. We were sneaking it in. We were getting, had to pay up to $300 for the product at the time. It wasn't approved in Australia, but I needed the product. And then obviously other people also needed the product and started to get it in for themselves. Unfortunately, I was in a situation for about 8 months where I couldn't afford any more than 1 bottle per week, knowing that I needed a lot more product for the situation that I was in with my health. So halfway through 2015, fortunately, I made enough money because I made a decision to start sharing this with people, and the thank you check started coming in. I made enough money to be able to afford at least half a bottle a day. And then by December 2015, I went to the doctors for my regular 6-month blood works and got some really good news. There was no sign of the 2 major issues that I had that the doctors didn't have an answer for. Not only that, major injuries from playing sports. I had neck problem, I had a shoulder problem, hand problem, hip problems, pelvic problems, back problems. My body at 46 years old was totally destroyed from playing a lot of sports, and it was totally rebuilt in 2015, including pollen issues I had. And I used to spray this stuff up my nose every morning, which wasn't good for me, to stop me from sneezing and runny nose, and that issue was also handled. So that was my journey back to health. I know I don't look like it now, but the anti-aging side's been also miraculous as well. And I do say to people, prior to using these products 3.5, 4 years ago, I used to be quite ugly. If you saw my photos, you can see the transition from where I came from to where I am now when I am cleaned up and tidied up. So before I go into what these molecules do in the body, these redox signaling molecules, let me just have a chat about how disease starts. The body goes out of balance, cells aren't detected, and if a cell isn't detected, it will turn into 2 damaged cells, and then 4, 8, 16, 32, and so on. And by the time you have a symptom, by the time it comes to the surface, we're talking about 5 to 20 years later. And by the time somebody does have a symptom and they do go to the doctors, obviously you're going to be prescribed medication, pharmaceuticals. You're going to be on things that are going to try and suppress or handle things for the rest of your life. Or like me, you're going to go into major treatment and it's too late. And, they're going to try and help you with whatever the medical fraternity is going to help you with anyway. So it's a major issue once you've got the condition, the illness or disease. Now, the body does have the ability to heal itself. You've heard of the immune system. Fantastic. We've all got an immune system. I mean, a lot of people are in bed and they've got a cold and flu and they pray for the immune system to come up. They drink a lot more water, eat nutrition, eat good foods, and hoping and praying the immune system actually kicks in so they can get on top of what they're going through. Well, the truth of the matter is that the immune system's there for everybody. You don't have to bring the immune system up. It's actually the signals and communication to the immune system to where the problem is in the body. So I'm going to talk to you about these redox signaling molecules. I'm not going to go too much into the science, but a lot of you might have heard of the mitochondria. The mitochondria produces the energy for the cell, and as a byproduct of energy production, there's a chemical reaction that takes place that changes the molecular structure of salt water into these things called redox signaling molecules. These molecules have a split second to do their job, and that's to detect a cell and then signal the immune system to come in, either protect, repair, or destroy and replace damaged cells that are too far gone. These molecules are also responsible for activating antioxidants, which are absolutely useless unless they're activated by these redox signaling molecules. They detect the bacteria, the virus, infection, and oxidative stress in our body. They're key in the regulation of our 12 major systems, and they're also responsible for turning on genes. These molecules literally run our bodies from top to bottom and critical and crucial to life. If you weren't producing these molecules right now, you'd only have a few more breaths left in your body. So a lot of you would have children and grandchildren and know how much energy they have. they're producing these molecules in abundance, and they heal and recover very, very fast. By the time we get to 12, 13 puberty, production of these molecules slow down because the mitochondria isn't working as effectively or efficiently anymore because of the environmental impact of what we're eating, drinking, and breathing, and the toxins in these things. And when production slows down, by the time we get to my age at 50, we only have about 50% production left. By the time we get to 70, we only have about 10% production left. So a 70-year-old is healing 10 times slower than what they did at the age of 10 years old. Now, the good news. This company, Acera, after 17 years, and science said it was impossible, have managed to stabilize these molecules outside of the body. So now we can top up a 70-year-old to potentially heal and recover like a 10-year-old again. This is the only product on the planet that is non-toxic, it's bioactive, and it's native to the body. It's what the body produces. There's no other supplement on the planet that can do what this does for the human body, because these molecules are the body's weapon of choice. The company does have a very small range of products. It's not grasping at straws. It's not, this is for your hair, this is for your fingernails, this is for your heart. These molecules literally are involved in every major system and chemical reaction within your body. So that's the drink. That's these molecules that we drink, trillions and trillions of these molecules. They do have a topical gel called Renew 28, which we apply to the skin, which has the exact same molecules suspended in this clay-based natural product. And once these molecules go on, they do the same thing as the ones that we consume. They've got a very small skincare range. Prior to finding out about this product a few years ago, I never used to put anything on my skin. I had a lot of damage from sun damage and spots from surfing and fishing and everything we did outdoors. The only thing I put on my skin was coconut oil so I can get a lot more brown, and there's a lot of damage done, but it's really cleaned up my skin. So there is a cleanser that we get clean our face or whatever we're applying the molecules to, and then there's the Renew 28, which we apply to our skin. That's an all-over body gel. There is a serum that we can put onto fine lines with the molecules in it, and then a moisturizer to support the molecules. The company has also come out with the first nutritional product. The range is called Acera Via, and the first product that's come out is a multivitamin called Source. It's a micronutrient, whole food, phytonutrient, superfood, multivitamin and mineral. Now, most of us were taking that. I've just moved across onto this product. When I did, I felt I went through a whole new level of detox. So I swear by the first nutritional supplement that the company's come out with, and there's going to be surprises at our convention in September with another 2 nutritional supplements that's going to be released.